Now this is a really quick video on how to do basic textures and to create what kind of looks like an art gallery wall. So first off, I'm going to change it from Blender render to Cycles render. Very important we do that. It looks a lot more realistic. It takes a bit more time to render, but it's worthwhile doing. I want to delete this cube that's here at the moment and create a plane. Okay, that's the first way to create a plane. I'm going to rotate this on the y-axis 90 degrees, pressing R1 and then typing 90, and then S to scale it out. So it's a nice big wall. Next thing I'm going to do is give this a texture. So I go to my materials button, click on new, and you see it's already set as diffuse, which is not too shiny, which we like. And next to the color, you click on the dot. Go to image texture. And you click on open to actually open the texture you want on there. I know I've stored a lot of textures on the student share, which is W. And then I need to zoom along to images for Blender. And I'll find bricks, concrete, plaster, medieval walls, wood, things like that. Let's use color 1. So, all being equal, that should show up, but it doesn't. Because Blender doesn't know which side and where on the plane to actually put this texture. So you need to tell it to unwrap the plane. So I go to edit mode, which is here in edit mode, or press tab. I will now click on U and then unwrap. And you'll see the bricks on the plane. We're going to rotate this on the x-axis 90 degrees, so it's the right way up. You can see the shadows underneath. A really important thing to do here, which I've forgotten the last 2 times I tried to record this video, is to get out of edit mode. Go back to object mode, because we're going to create a completely new object now. I'm going to go into plane, and rotate on the y-axis 90 degrees, and move this up. And as I move, you'll see it flickering with the texture behind. That's because it's on the same coordinates. So I'm going to move it slightly off on the y-axis so it doesn't flicker. I'm going to scale it a bit on Y here to make it a bit like a picture frame. I'm going to do exactly the same things but I just did with a wall. Get a new texture, click on the dot, image texture, open it up. Let's go back here, and this time I'm going to pick a wood texture. Now this is really basic, and obviously you want your frame to be a little bit more interesting looking than this, but for the basics of what we're doing, this should be fine. We'll pick wood 33, don't know if it's any good, but do that. Go to edit mode, unwrap, and there we go. We've got a nice wooden texture. You could rotate this round, you could do this at 4 different sides. For what we're looking at now, that should be fine. Okay, ooh, okay. It's quite a greyish wood, but it doesn't matter hugely for what we're doing. Finally, we're going to create one more plane and do Shift and A, mesh plane, move it up on the Z-axis, rotate it on the Y-axis 90 degrees, and as I say, move it forward, because that on the X-axis is behind at the moment. Let's move it forward to there. And scale that up, scale it wider. So you kind of want a nice little border around the outside. You can play around with this to your heart's content. And finally, I want to actually put the image that's going to be displayed in my art gallery. So let's go to image texture, open, and I'm going to go to my documents here, and let's go for I'm going to actually put the frosty bulb. So I did a Blender before with a frosty bulb in it. And it's a nice image. Unwrap it. There we go. Let's rotate that X 90 degrees. Scale it on the Z axis. Scale it on the Y. And there we go. So what we've got there is our picture in a frame on a wall. Obviously I've got no lights here, or not much lighting, so when you render, obviously it's not going to look particularly bright, but you can worry about that. You can make the wall larger, you can make it repeat. This is real basic of how you can make several images look like something a bit more interesting.